Lit Happens, your celebration of the literary arts here in Saskatchewan. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome Mickey Mikkelson. Now, Mickey is an independent publicist and the owner of Creative Edge Publicity. Creative Edge specializing in elevating the public profile of authors and artists through appearances, both live and online. Mickey, this is a little bit different than our usual segments, but I really like looking at all the angles when we're thinking about being an artist and being an author. And it's so much more than just sitting at your desk and putting the words on the paper.
Yes.
So you have tell me a little bit about the history of Creative Edge.
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, thank you for having me on the segment. But I started the company in March of 2016 with a girl that I work with in a different position. She wrote a book. I was an events manager for chapters in St. Albert for 2 years. So we were on the road together traveling, and she told me she wrote this book. And I said, "Do you want some help?" She goes, "I'll take any help you want." We ended up setting up a full tour across Western Canada. At the end of that tour, her book had ended up being a top seller on Amazon in the romantic comedy aspect. So I thought to myself, maybe there's something here. And I was living in Calgary at the time, met some other people, and within a week and a half after announcing that, 25 authors asked me to sign up with them. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, there's a business here. Mm-hmm. So Creative Edge was born. And that's how it all started. One author. Now we have 45.
And I know so many of my friends who write and people who've been on this program, they are really good at putting the words on the page, like I said. And they just, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get themselves out. They know when their book is in the bookstore, but there are so many other ways that they can reach out, and the live appearances are so important. So are the live appearances a lot of what you do, or what's the lion's share of the work that you do with authors?
The live appearances used to be when I started, because I was representing a lot of indie authors. In fact, my whole portfolio for the first year and a half was indie authors. Now we have a combination of both of those. So we're not focusing as much on the live segments per se, because, well, some New York Times bestsellers, they don't want to go to book signings. They want to promote their book through other means. Mm-hmm. And so we're doing a combination of different aspects. I would say the lion's share right now is focusing on top bloggers, top podcasters, specializing in reading shows like this one, where it's going to gear towards sales, and doing a lot of that. Now, are we just still doing live appearances? Absolutely. With our traditional aspects, we're focusing on libraries, which ultimately lead to more media opportunities for those. With the indie authors, yes, we're focusing on bookstores, because that's a really good way for a relatively person who's not up there to start attracting readers. Mm-hmm. So there's a combination of both sides of it.
And I think, it seems like in the past, traditional publishers had a lot more in their marketing department to be able to get out and to reach the readers. And now people have to do so much more of that legwork on their own.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because that's the reason I'm so popular. I've got 8 authors who were published with Big 5 publishers. And the reason they stopped me out is they're doing promotion for the first 3 months, those in-house publicists, and then they're stopping. So they're focusing on the new release. They're not focusing on when the paperback comes out. Mm-hmm. They're not focusing for traction after those first 3 months. So if you don't do anything after those first 3 months, everything you built up until that point, it's gone. Mm-hmm. So case in point.
Well, and momentum is always so important.
Huge. Yeah. Absolutely.
So one of the cool things that you linked me up with with Christy, online interviewer in the States. So
yes.
Tell me a little bit about that partnership as well.
Yeah, we're a corporate sponsor for 2 radio shows on Authors on the Air, which is a global internet network. They reach 40 countries. They've got 2.5 million listeners worldwide. Christy's the host of one of our shows, and it's the number 2 rated show in the program. And we do interviews once a week with authors, media people, experts in the fields. And those interviews get logged on to YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, virtually anywhere you can think of. And so it's been very, very beneficial. We've been doing that for a year and a half.
And I think when I first met you, and I've known you for a number of years,
Yeah.
you were just one of these people who was so excited about seeing authors and,
I am.
and reading.
I still am.
And so is that something that really pushed you to want to get the word out?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy the literary industry. I think it's vital to society, and there's a really big thrill for me and a passion when I get to meet a brand new author and it's a right fit and we sign together and we start doing stuff, and the looks on their faces and their excitement when I got a TV gig for them, they get all so excited. And that's just so rewarding. It's an amazing accomplishment.
Well, so many of the authors that I am lucky enough to talk to, they're everybody's so passionate about about their book, about their stories, and it really is. It's a wonderful place to be in this seat and to be able to talk to people. So I think that and I know that the authors who've been in that chair are really appreciative, because with our pieces that it goes on to the feed first, and then it goes on to YouTube, and then people can share, and it is so beneficial to our viewers to have that opportunity to kind of get into the head of the author a little bit,
right?
But to also be able to say, look what I have when you are an author, because like you said, there's those 3 months of all this excitement, and you have this beautiful book in your hand, and then it just sort of it can become quiet and lonely again after that.
It's true. And I mean, we've developed our process that we're not only focusing on the new releases, we're promoting Backlist. I've had reviews in the last year and a half through various reviewers, and those books are 10 years old. And they're just brought back to the public again over doing things like this. So I think it's an effective process. We have international media connections, over 400 contacts worldwide. And it's just so rewarding to collaborate and work together on stuff.
Yeah. And it's something that is so necessary for there are so many amazing stories. And being someone who's been involved in the writing community in Saskatchewan now for I don't even know, probably 15 or 20 years myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know how many, I know of the stories that I've come across, whether it's because I've talked to the author, or I spend a lot of time in libraries, so I'm always scanning the shelves. I spend a lot of time in bookstores. I love it when I stumble across a reading in a bookstore that I haven't planned to be at.
Right.
And you get to hear a new voice. And there's just something so wonderful about it's exciting to find someone new. So that's got to be something that's really exciting for you to find somebody and just getting ready to go out and share their light with the world.
It's so rewarding. I mean, I'm very lucky. I get to work with some of the most highly intellectual people in the industry, not just from the author standpoint, but from the media standpoint, from the editing standpoint, because I'm talking to all these great people, and I'm learning something brand new every single day. So I'm gifted and I'm lucky. Yeah,
and it's something that it's something that is so like you say, it's rewarding.
It is
to be able to help get those words into the hands of the people that are just. We all want to find a new exciting story to read and sink our teeth into.
Absolutely, for sure.
Well, Mickey, our time is up for today. It's been a delight to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. It's great.
Thank you so much. I'm Danica Lorer, and this is Lit Happens. You can find past episodes on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram. And if you'd like to talk to me about a segment, you can contact me at danicalorer@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.